Available now. Link below.
In tonight's special report, we're diving into a story that's setting the political arena ablaze. Donald Trump, with his sights set firmly on 2024, has once again shattered the mold, challenging the status quo and forcing a hard look at what it means to lead with American strength. This isn't just another policy discussion, it's a battle cry for a nation yearning for respect on the global stage. With controversy swirling around his recent comments on NATO, Trump stands unapologetic, aimed with a vision that could redefine international relations for decades to come. Why does it matter? Because the very fabric of our nation's future is at stake. As we look at the layers of Trump's bold stance, you'll find there's more than just politics at play here. Stay with us for a report that promises to challenge, inform, and maybe even change a few minds. Trust me, you don't want to miss our final thoughts. Before we dive deeper into our special report, I want to share something crucial with you. Imagine this scenario. You're in a high-stakes negotiation, just like America on the world stage. You need the best tools at your disposal, tools that make you prepared for anything. That's where Vanish comes in. This holster isn't just another accessory. It's your secret weapon. Designed for comfort and discretion, it's like having the confidence of a nation in your hands. Fits 99% of semi-auto handguns and comes with a no-risk guarantee. Right now, Vanish is offering our viewers an exclusive deal. Use the link below to get 30% off, plus a second holster at half price. Don't settle for less. Equip yourself like the leader of the free world. Call now and let's get back to how Trump plans to lead America with the same resolve. As the spotlight once again turns to Donald Trump in the run-up to the 2024 presidential election, his foreign policy, especially his stance on NATO, has come under intense scrutiny. Critics have been quick to pounce on Trump's assertive approach to NATO allies, accusing him of undermining the alliance. Yet a closer examination reveals a strategic effort to strengthen NATO and to ensure fair contribution from all members, a stark contrast to the narrative pushed by mainstream media and political adversaries. Trump's tenure was marked by a bold foreign policy that sought not only to end America's endless wars, but also to redefine its role on the world stage. He insisted that NATO members must meet their defense spending commitments, a stance that, while controversial, led to a significant increase in contributions from member countries. This move was not about weakening alliances, but ensuring that America's allies were equally invested in their collective defense. Take a look.
We're at 200, they're at 250. I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was busted until I came along. I said, everybody's going to pay. They said, well, if we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? I said, absolutely not. They couldn't believe the answer. And everybody, you never saw more money pour in. The Secretary General Stoltenberg, well, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was my biggest fan. He said, all these presidents came in, they'd make a speech, they'd leave, and that was it. And they all owed money, and they wouldn't pay it. I came in, I made a speech, and I said, you got to pay up. They asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills. And the money came flowing in.
Following this firm stance, Trump's comments at a South Carolina event suggesting a tough approach to allies not meeting their financial obligations sparked widespread debate. Detractors accused him of abandoning America's commitment to NATO. Yet these comments underscored a deeper truth about the need for fairness and accountability within the alliance. Trump's strategy was clear: to strengthen NATO by enforcing a level playing field, thereby enhancing its capabilities to address global threats. Despite the controversy, data and outcomes speak to the effectiveness of Trump's approach. Under his administration, NATO saw an unprecedented uptick in defense spending by member nations, moving closer to the 2% GDP target for military expenditure. This was a victory for the principle of mutual responsibility and a testament to Trump's negotiation skills, which, contrary to claims of isolationism, actually fortifies the alliance unity and purpose. As the narrative unfolds, Trump's critics, including figures like Nikki Haley, have positioned themselves as champions of a more traditional diplomatic approach. Haley, in particular, has been vocal in her criticism of Trump's blunt rhetoric, advocating for a more globalist stance that, while appealing to some, lacks the straightforward effectiveness of Trump's America First policy. Take a look.
This morning, NATO, the Western Alliance, issued a statement responding to remarks Donald Trump made last night at a rally, and they warned it puts U.S. soldiers at risk. Here's what he said.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
If elected, would you adhere to the premise that an attack on one is an attack on all?
I mean, absolutely. NATO has been a success story for the last 75 years. But what bothers me about this is don't take the side of a thug who kills his opponents. Don't take the side of someone who has gone in and invaded a country and 500,000 people have died or been wounded because of Putin. Don't take the side of someone who continues to lie. I dealt with Russia every day. The last thing we ever want to do is side with Russia. What we always need to remember is America needs to have friends. After September 10th, we needed a lot of friends. We can never get into the point where we don't need friends. Now, we do want NATO allies to pull their weight, but there are ways you can do that without sitting there and telling Russia, have your way with these countries. That's not what we want. If you notice, Russia has never invaded a NATO country. They've invaded Georgia, Moldova, and Ukraine. They are actually very intimidated by NATO. NATO allows us to prevent war. We need to always focus on preventing war.
Yet, it's essential to question whether the globalist approach advocated by Haley and her truly serves America's interests, or if it merely perpetuates a status quo that benefits other nations at America's expense. Trump's foreign policy, characterized by its directness and focus on American interests, represents a departure from the diplomatic niceties that have often led to unequal burdens and unmet promises. Trump's assertion that NATO was busted until he demanded fair contributions is a reminder of the need for strong leadership on the global stage. His willingness to challenge the norm and insist on equitable investment in collective defense not only rejuvenated NATO, but also reaffirmed America's leadership role within the alliance. This approach, far from undermining NATO, actually contributed to its strengthening, ensuring that it remains capable of responding to a contemporary challenge. In contrast to the narrative of division, Trump's presidency was marked by significant achievements in international relations, including fostering peace in the Middle East and demanding a fairer trade on the global stage. These accomplishments are often overshadowed by the controversy surrounding his more provocative statements, but are integral to understanding his foreign policy overreaching goals. Trump's vision for an America that leads with strength and fairness is not just about demanding more allies. It's about reasserting America's role in the world as a nation that leads by example. His insistence on fair contributions to NATO is part of a broader strategy to ensure that America and its allies are prepared to face the challenges of the 21st century together as equals. This approach, far from isolating the United States, seeks to build a stronger, more cohesive alliance, ready to defend peace and democracy around the globe. As the discussion on Trump's NATO stance and its implications for American foreign policy continues, it's crucial to move beyond the surface level criticism and appreciate the strategic depth of his actions. Trump's efforts to revitalize NATO and end America's endless wars reflect a commitment to a stronger, more respected America on the world stage, a vision that resonates with many Americans looking ahead to 2024. Before our final thought, an important message from our own Gary Franey.
That's right. As the shadows lengthen on the road to the 2024 election, it's imperative to light our way with truth. The silent coup offers a torch to those navigating the murky waters of political intrigue and media manipulation. This is your call to become a beacon in the darkness. Secure your copy and illuminate the path for others. The link to enlightenment awaits in the description of this very video. Now back to you.
Thanks for that, Gary. Make sure you tap the link in this description to secure Gary's new book, The Silent Coup. And now for our final thought. In tonight's report, we took back the layers of controversy and rhetoric to reveal the core of what makes America truly great: strength, leadership, and unwavering resolve. Donald Trump's stance on NATO, while controversial to some, underscores a fundamental truth about leadership. It's not about making the popular choice, but the right choice for the future of our country. As we look toward 2024, the message is clear. America requires leaders who are unafraid to stand up for its interests, demand fairness on the world stage, and ensure our nation is respected and not taken for granted. Trump's vision for an America that leads with strength and integrity is more than just political rhetoric. It's a call to action for all of us who believe in the principles of freedom and sovereignty. Let's rise to the challenge and ensure our nation's legacy of leadership continues to shine on the global stage. Thank you for watching. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe, tell a friend.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.